Glory for the India men's hockey team as they have beaten Japan yet again in the Asia Cup Hockey Super 4 stage to finally secure the bronze medal. Rajkumar Pal scored in the first quarter, and because of that, India held on to their 1-0 lead and they have finally managed to win the bronze medal at the Asia Cup. It was a very strange match for both India and Japan, if you look at it. After Rajkumar Pal's goal in the first quarter, Japan missed a couple of penalty strokes in the second corner. India dominated possession, but at the end of the day, it all boiled down to how India defended, plus Japan's rather strange, if you may say, conservative approach towards the match. So, breaking news for people joining in, India have won bronze at the Asia Cup Hockey by beating Japan 1-0 in their final match. Rajkumar Pal, the goal scorer, and some superb defending from India, and on top of that, Japan's missed opportunity in the second quarter, two back-to-back penalties, ensured that India finally ended the Asia Cup Hockey on a high. It's been a very strange tournament, if I may have to say, for the India hockey team. They didn't lose a single game in the Super 4 stage, but yet they got eliminated. Despite leading a very inexperienced team, coached by Sardar Singh, as well as been led by Birendra Lakra, India did manage to pull off some amazing moments in this tournament. After drawing 1-1 with Pakistan, they lost 5-2 to Japan. So they were facing an uphill task to qualify for the Super 4 stage. But in a stunning display of hockey, they defeated Indonesia 16-0 and they knocked Pakistan out to qualify for the Super 4 stage. They started the campaign Super 4 stage on a brilliant note by beating Japan in a classic encounter. That perhaps gave the Indian fan confidence that they could go all the way and repeat their heroics. Because remember, Japan are the Asian Games gold medalists, and beating them on a given day is pretty risky or pretty tough if you look at it. So, India, unfortunately, after that, there were two matches which you may say might count as missed opportunities for the India hockey team because they drew 3-3 against Malaysia. But their heartbreak would come against South Korea when they drew against them 4-4. Remarkably, if you have to look at it, barring Japan, Malaysia, India, and South Korea did not lose a single game in the Super 4. They all had the same statistics: 3 matches, 1 win, 2 draws. But because of goal difference, South Korea had a superior goal difference than India. That is why they lost out. Malaysia, on the other hand, had shown their supremacy when they drew against South Korea but defeated Japan. Japan were the only weak link in this team as they lost all their 3 games. But it was a remarkable tournament considering that South Korea and Malaysia were fielding their strongest possible team in this tournament. India, on the other hand, fielded a slightly inexperienced team because majority of the squad were training in the FIH Pro League. By the way, the men's FIH Pro Hockey League game will begin in Belgium from June 11th. 3 matches against Belgium is going to be a very tall task for them. Because remember, Belgium are not only the best hockey team in the world currently, they have also gotten tremendous success at the Olympics, if you had to look at it. So, India end their campaign on a good note, a 1-0 win against Japan. But if you had to look at the overall experience of the tournament for India, it was a great opportunity for them. It shows that there is a bit of depth in the India hockey setup because considering what all events have happened off the field, considering what has happened in the federation prior to the Asia Cup hockey and even during the tournament, why this happens in India, Phoenix is saying in knockout, should we develop mental training to avoid pressure situations? Phoenix, I would like to differ in this position for you because I will tell you why. India were already facing the wall when you had to qualify for the Super 4s. They needed a massive win against Indonesia because Pakistan had won 13-0. We had lost to Japan and we had drawn against Pakistan. When the pressure was high, India stepped up. They won 16-0, albeit against a very, very weakened Indonesia team. But 16-0 showed that they still could handle the pressure. So that is why I would say India did not buckle under pressure. There were other things that went against them. For example, as I told you, South Korea, Malaysia, and India all had the same identical stat: 3 matches, 1 win, 2 draws. But it was only due to goal difference that India just could not go ahead. Like, for example, in the game against Malaysia, there were plenty of reviews, there were plenty of missed opportunities. even against South Korea, if I may have to say, there was tremendous back and forth hockey, and that is the reason why a 4-4 draw was a mischance, as we may say, because the South Korean defense also capitulated, but they also attacked well. India, on the other hand, had good defensive capabilities, but attack was a bit of an iffy situation, but they rose to the occasion. So it is due to sheer bad luck. Remember, you didn't lose. You just had some technical thing that there was a goal difference superiority, and that is why you lost out to South Korea and Malaysia. What about qualifications for the World Cup? So, Prithviraj, if I have to ask, what are the qualifications for the World Cup? Well, the FIH Pro League is going to happen now. So that is why, and you needed a good performance in the Asia Cup. So India's bronze has put them in a good position for the Asia Cup, for the World Cup. And also, if they perform well in the FIH Pro League, they have got 3 games coming up against Belgium. That will be very important for the qualification for the World Cup. Because remember, India have not won the Hockey World Cup ever since 1975, when they had beaten Pakistan in Kuala Lumpur. So from 1975 onwards till now, when they had last hosted the World Cup here in India in 2019, we had lost 1-0 to Netherlands. So that is why it is a very sad situation that we have not been able to win for over 4 decades the World Cup. So yes, in 2023, when the World Cup is going to be hosted, the Hockey World Cup that is, it will be a good opportunity because of this Asian Games, if I may say, Asia Cup bronze. Remember, there is no Asian Games this year. So maybe in 2023, will they be able to fit in the Asiad? We don't know. Because it's a very cramped calendar, and the FIH Pro League also ensures that there's not much of a window, if you may say. So, any other questions? We were only 1 goal less, so I agree with your luck factor. Yeah, I mean 1 goal less, 3-3, 4-4. You can't blame the Indian hockey team too much because they tried their best. And as I said, slightly inexperienced. I mean, Birendra Lakra was leading a slightly inexperienced. But if you have to look at it, SV Sunil, who we thought was on his way, actually played really, really well. Because at the same time, if you have to look at it, SV Sunil along with Neelam Sanjeev Zes were the 2 standouts, if I may have to say. Plus Manjeet Singh, then there was Rajkumar Pal. We've got a good depth, if I may have to say. We have already qualified in the World Cup because we are hosting. Yes, Prathamesh Goda, thanks for pointing that out. So yes, that's your World Cup question. If you have to look at it, 2023, the World Cup. Where is Graham Reed, head coach? I think Graham Reed's contract was not extended. That's the report. I just cannot tell it to you exactly what has happened until I get total confirmation of what has happened with Graham Reed. But Sardar Singh was coaching this inexperienced hockey team in Jakarta. So we'll get a clearer picture because there's a lot of things going on in the federation, as we may say. As you may know, even during the Asia Cup hockey, what was happening is Mr. Narendra Batra was expelled because the Delhi High Court came very hard on him. And so he was asked to go from the IOA. So that's why his position, even at the FIH, was untenable. So we don't know what is going to be the situation with the federation at this point in time. Then, if we have to look at it, so that brings an end to the Asia Cup hockey campaign. If we have to look, so then the final will be between Malaysia and South Korea. And then after that, the India men's hockey team, the senior men's hockey team, will take on Belgium for 3 games in the FIH Pro League. That is going to be a very, very important situation. I think I did answer everybody's question there. Where is Graham Reed? As I said, I'll have no confirmation as to what has happened with Graham Reed. I think his contract was not given an extension after the end of the Olympics. So, and I have answered why India got knocked out at such a crucial stage. Well, goal difference, unfortunately. So that is why, at the end of the day, sad, but at least you ended up with a bronze medal. So the latest news from the Asia Cup hockey is that India have secured the bronze medal. 1-0 win against Japan ends their campaign on a high. So the final will be between the final now will be between South Korea and Malaysia. That is all that we have from Sports Today. Do press the like, comment, share button. Do press the bell icon, and we are also there on our Facebook platforms. Thank you.